This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, jury selection continued today in the trial of a Stockton Springs mother accused of killing her son.
Jessica Williams is accused of killing her 3-year-old son, Maddox Williams, after his untimely death in June 2021. According to police records, the child suffered a fractured spine, bruises, broken teeth, bleeding in his brain, and other injuries. The same year, the Maine Department of Health and Human Services announced the need for a call to action following 4 child deaths within a month's time. 3-year-old Maddox Williams had been in his paternal grandmother's care, but DHHS returned the child to Jessica. Senator Bill Diamond says the Government Oversight Committee has requested case files for the 2021 child deaths, but that request was denied.
The system is not working. The system is failing within the Department of Health and Human Services. And until we can fix that, until we can see inside and see what went wrong, it's going to continue.
Opening statements in the trial are expected to begin tomorrow.
Well, the city of Bangor is considering a tenants' rights ordinance to address the current housing crisis. The plan was discussed by Bangor city councilors and officials during Monday's Government Operations Committee meeting. Should it be passed, the ordinance would set new requirements for landlords, such as giving tenants a 60-day written notice of any rent increase. It would also create a tighter anti-discrimination policy, as well as cap costs on application and screening fees.
I said I would be receptive to maybe giving people longer notice, because I think if somebody had a $300 a month increase in their rent or more right now, and they were given a short notice, it's a tight market. I think it would be hard to find another unit.
Well, the issue will be discussed again in November after city councilors work to rewrite parts of the ordinance before it gets voted on.
As the November election approaches, A.J. Douglas spoke to the Secretary of State about voter accessibility in Maine.
As the November election draws near, Secretary of State Shenna Bellows is encouraging Mainers to get out and vote.
Voting is fundamental to our democracy. We're making it as easy as possible, regardless of who you are or where you live. If you are an eligible United States citizen, 18 years or older.
Absentee ballots are already being sent out and can still be requested by citizens. Bellows says requesting an absentee ballot is easy and reminds folks about Election Day registration.
You can call your municipal clerk and ask for one. You can go online to the Secretary of State's website to request your absentee ballot, or you can visit your municipal office in person. On Election Day, we have Election Day registration. If you are not registered to vote and you want to register to vote and cast your ballot, you can do so.
We spoke to an Orono resident who says she appreciates how easy it is to cast her vote.
Yeah, I would tell others to vote because it was so accessible. But I also would tell people to vote because the issues are critical.
McHugh encourages younger people to get out to the polls.
Their voice matters, because they're the ones that are going to face the future.
More information about voter registration and absentee voting can be found on maine.gov. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Well, the governor's energy office has intervened in opposition to Versant Power filing for an electricity rate increase with the Maine Public Utilities Commission. Versant is asking for a 32% increase in its distribution rate for electricity. If approved, it would raise bills for average residential customers by about $13 a month starting in the summer of 2023. In August, the governor's energy office also intervened against a 3-year rate increase filed by Central Maine Power. If approved, that would raise electric bills for average residential customers by roughly $10 a month.
Rotary Club of Bangor hosted 2nd Congressional District candidate Tiffany Bond to speak with club members today. The event took place at the Richard Dyke Center for Family Business at Husson University. Bond, an independent, spoke about how she'd use her experience as a lawyer if elected.
I'm trained as an attorney, and attorneys use adversity to get better outcomes. When somebody points out a flaw in your argument, that's the gift of feedback that lets you have a stronger argument, that lets you have a better policy.
Bond will face Republican candidate Bruce Poliquin and Democratic incumbent Jared Golden in the November election.
And speaking of the election, the town of Orono, like many in Maine, is in need of election workers. Orono officials say there is training available for those interested in working on Election Day, and election staff will be paid for the hours they work. Anyone who is interested should contact the Orono town clerk, Shelley Crosby, by email at scrosby@orono.org, or you can call the town office at 866-2556.
Members of All Saints Catholic School celebrated St. Francis of Assisi's feast day in a unique way. Matthew Dronsick has more.
Students at All Saints Catholic School in Bangor participated in a towel and blanket drive to help benefit the animals at Bangor Humane Society. 8-year-old Sawyer Moreau says this is the best way to honor St. Francis of Assisi on his feast day.
Some people like animals and you have to save their lives. So if you bring that, it can help some animals' lives.
St. Francis of Assisi was known for his love of all God's creatures. And the idea for giving back came from the kids themselves.
St. Francis helped all animals, and we knew it was a feast day today. So it resonated with our middle schoolers who asked if we could do a community service project. The teachers got behind it, and we're here today to celebrate that.
Kids at both St. Mary and St. John campuses started off the day by bringing their donations to school and posting pictures of their furry friends, followed by an 8 a.m. prayer service. 9-year-old Mia Rogers says this event would make St. Francis of Assisi proud.
It's important because St. Francis of Assisi followed God and helped the animals through God's power. And I think that we should try to do the same.
But it's Houghton who is the most proud.
It means a great deal when you are educating students pre-K through 8 and imparting that the value of community service. It's been very powerful to see how that resonates with kids, and then they start to talk about other needs in the community, and then we develop plans to meet those. So it's really exciting as a principal to see that.
Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Really cool to see kids at that young of an age be so excited about helping out in their community.
Yeah, and to take a feast day of a saint, if you are of that, if you believe in the saints, and and to turn that into a day of action, that's a lot of thought, especially for young children. So it's great to see them kind of going as far as that and saying, oh, well, this is what this saint stood for, and we should do something on this day to honor them. I think that's really amazing.
Yeah, especially for a cause that both of you and I hold
very, very passionate about. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, in terms of what's going on outdoors today, it was a pretty nice day, and here's hoping there's more of that in our future. Let's take a first look at our forecast and find out.
Thank you so much, and happy Tuesday. Our first weather is brought to you by GRF Real Estate Company. Makes me want to go buy some real estate with these warm temperatures outside today. Check out our high earlier today. 65 in Bangor, a bit cooler by the coast. Of course, that water breeze is a little bit cooler, but still 50s and 60s across the state today. Really nice and pleasant weather at that. Our morning, though, it was chilly. Temperatures in the 20s, some 30s at that. We had some freeze warnings in the area, some frost as well, closer to Greenville. But look at all those 20s and 30s. Looks like winter with all that blue showing up there on the radar. Right now, some partly cloudy skies. Most of the thicker clouds, all of that is in the lower part of the state, mostly offshore. That's still associated with Ian. I know it just cannot go away. That low pressure system producing good amount of rainfall by the Jersey coastline, but it is well post tropical, so it's nowhere near a hurricane, just a low pressure system. Not going to be affecting us, but tonight we will have some cloud cover with temperatures around 38 to 40.
Alrighty, well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6 today, members of St. Joseph Healthcare bury a time capsule outside the hospital in Bangor.
And how one of the largest collections of military coins is on display inside the main Troop Greeters Museum. We'll take a look after the break.
When it looks the part, but isn't the real thing, that's fool's golden. Jared Golden promised he'd be an independent fighter against Biden's spending, but then cast a deciding vote for Biden's newest spending bill that experts say will hike taxes $1 billion on those making under $50,000. Golden may think we're fools, but his recent vote shows Mainers what he's really made of. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Looking to improve or upgrade your home or place of business with at-home furniture, appliance, and bedding, and kitchen and bath and flooring, we offer a great selection to do just that. From homeowners to commercial businesses and everything in between, our friendly professionals with more than 50 years of combined experience pride themselves in going above and beyond to work with you every step of the way. And we even offer a full-service appliance repair department. Come and visit us at our Dover, Foxcroft, or our new Lincoln location. Stop in either location today and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes & More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch-support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6C and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual, or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes & More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time, or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard-to-buy-for relative. So come visit us today. Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Members of St. Joseph Healthcare buried a time capsule outside the hospital at 360 Broadway in Bangor today. The hospital recently unearthed another 15-year-old capsule over the summer, which contained photos and other memorabilia. Vice President of Medical Affairs for St. Joseph Hospital, Dr. Dave Kaufman, said they received contributions from the entire staff for the new time capsule.
We actually have a plaque that came from the UTC people that did the welding, the students, so that was great. One of our home health nurses put a Barbie doll in that was all dolled up in PPE and what it's like to be a home health nurse in the times of COVID.
The newly buried time capsule will be unearthed in 25 years. Kaufman says it will be interesting to look back on how the medical field has evolved by that time.
One of the largest collections of military coins is on display inside the Maine Troop Greeters Museum, located at the Bangor International Airport. As Jody Hersey shares, the collection has attracted the attention of the Guinness Book of World Records.
We haven't gotten the certificate or anything yet, but we do, as far as we know right now, we were told by the Guinness Book of World Records that we have the largest collection, military collection of this type.
Since 2003, servicemen and women who travel through the Bangor International Airport have received a warm welcome from the Maine Troop Greeters. During that year, one of the greeters was gifted a large military challenge coin, a token of appreciation that is usually presented during a handshake at an event, ceremony, or special occasion.
Then the troops noticed it, and they started leaving their challenge coins. And if you didn't have their challenge coin on display, they wanted to know where it was.
For close to 20 years, the Maine Troop Greeters have collected a staggering 6,240 challenge coins from all branches of the armed forces.
They are traded from every different group that is part of the military. Groups get together. They have coins that designate who they are, where they're coming from.
These bright and shiny coins are all on display on the walls leading to the main Troop Greeters Museum, as well as inside the museum itself on the second floor of the airport.
They started bringing the coins in, and it hasn't stopped since. It has been found. I've got over 100 myself at home that the troops have given me. We also give them a coin.
A small token of gratitude and symbol of pride that continues to grow. In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, switching gears now, there is sad news tonight in the world of country music as one of the most beloved country singers of all time has passed away. Loretta Lynn died peacefully in her sleep at her family's Tennessee ranch today. She was 90 years old. Over the course of her 60-year career, the famous native of Butcher Hollow, Kentucky, not only amassed a staggering 51 top 10 hits and 50 studio albums, but she broke down barriers for women everywhere with songs like Don't Come Home A-Drinkin', Fist City, and Coal Miner's Daughter. The Oscar-winning 1980 film Coal Miner's Daughter brought Lynn's story and songs to an even wider audience, and the numerous accolades she amassed highlighted her trailblazing status. She joined the Grand Ole Opry in 1962, won 4 Grammys, 7 American Music Awards, and 8 Country Music Association Awards. She was the first woman to win the Country Music Association and Academy of Country Music Entertainer of the Year Awards, and Lynn was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1988 and the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2008. She was awarded the Kennedy Center Honors in 2003, and in 2013 she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Very sad news. One of my favorite singers of all time. I love her music. Her lyrics are amazing. They are so down to earth.
Yeah.
And just stories about her life that just resonated with lots and lots of people.
Yeah, definitely a very iconic musician and a legend in the industry for sure.
Yeah, she was. She was something for sure.
Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. Searsport celebrates fall this Friday and Saturday with their 20th Fling into Fall event.
And in sports, on Saturday, one Black Bear was out on the field for the first time in over a year. We'll have that story right after the break.
You can always tell where Bruce Poliquin's been, hanging around Washington politicians and the special interests that fund their campaigns, like big oil and drug and insurance companies. Poliquin leaves a bit of Washington everywhere because he's covered in it, supporting special tax breaks for big corporations and more government spending. No matter where you see Bruce Poliquin, you know he's always heading back to the swamp. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
In Maine, it's always buying season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we carry new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams for your buying season. Here at Thornton Brothers, we'll help you find the right vehicle specifically for you to suit your lifestyle. As they say, the proof is in the performance. So come on over and test drive a real vehicle from a real dealership, or place your order with us and see why it really is buying season here in Maine. Thornton Brothers, Main Street, Lincoln.
We're no football players, but we do know a lot about Medicare.
So why call some out-of-state 800 number
when help is right here at home?
Listen to what these people have to say.
My insurance kept going up and up and up and up.
I could never have navigated through the loopholes.
Gave me all my options and signed me up with what I needed within an hour.
Senior Planning Center was a lifesaver for us.
Oh, by the way,
we represent most Medicare health plans.
Seniors know a scam when they see one, like Bruce Poliquin.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine.
He says he'll help Maine seniors, but the last time Poliquin was in Congress, he voted to cut $500 billion from Medicare, and he supports raising the retirement age for Social Security. Maine seniors can trust Jared Golden. Jared stood up to both parties to protect Social Security and Medicare.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine seniors earned their retirement.
Joe Baldacci was born, raised, and educated right here in Bangor. He's promoted and supported hundreds of millions of dollars in commercial and economic development projects. He has fought to protect vital services from drastic budget cuts. In his first term in the state Senate, Joe delivered for his constituents in Bangor and Herman on jobs, school funding, expansion of health care, and protecting the environment. Joe Baldacci, delivering results for the people of Bangor and Herman.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Body Graphics Tattoo and Piercing Studio. Visit us at our new location at 27 Bangor Mall Boulevard in the Mid-Mall, 478-7856.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. When Maine football went out for their game against Villanova on Saturday, one new Black Bear was throwing on the pads for his first full game in a long time. And after all the obstacles, Kobe White now has a new perspective on the game.
Next game is not promised. Every game is an opportunity. It's just a blessing to even be able to take that field because you have no idea when your last snap's going to be.
For his first time in about a year, Kobe White was suited up and out on the field for the full football game.
Honestly, it was good to be out there.
He persevered. He's shown a lot of that. He's shown, he's able to lead there, just understanding the playbook more now.
He's really done a nice job with that, just his rehab and getting back on the field. And you felt his presence on Saturday, versus Villanova. He was able to make some plays.
And the coaches and the trainers have done a tremendous job of, making sure I stay healthy and I'm healthy and able to practice. So I think that's also a part of it.
White came up to Maine as a graduate transfer after spending the first part of his career down in Boston College with the Eagles. In his senior year in Chestnut Hill, he suffered a torn ACL.
I had 33 straight career starts, and I would never thought I would ever miss the game, let alone miss a whole season. And it was definitely a different perspective and space that I had not entered into, but now that I've been there, it's definitely given me a different perspective on the game.
Now in his 6th year of college football, White has found a new home up here in Orono with the Black Bears.
I've been here for about, maybe a month, 2 months, right? And I'm pretty close with a lot of guys on the team that you would think I've known them for years. So, when I'm out there for them.
In training camp, Kobe suffered a high ankle sprain and tried to make it work in Week 1 against New Mexico, but had his Black Bears debut cut short. On Saturday, White was active all 4 quarters, and he caught 5 passes for over 50 yards. And he's looking to build on that performance while looking ahead to the rest of the season.
There's a lot of things that I could have done better, that we could have done better as a team. We got to keep taking that next step, and I know we will. I have no doubt in my mind that we will, just from the energy of the team.
Moving on now, looking forward to see what they do on Saturday. We are going to stay with the University of Maine, and they should just really rename this award because for the 2nd straight week and 3rd time this season, Mia Borley has been named the America East Defensive Player of the Week. Borley posted 2 shutouts this weekend as Maine extended their winning streak to 7 games with those 2 wins. Friday was a tough 1-0 win on the road at UMass Lowell, snapping the Riverhawks' 6-game winning streak in the midst of it. And on Sunday, Borley picked up 6 saves in just 30 minutes of action as the Black Bears handed Merrimack a 13-0 loss. They are back in action at home this Friday playing California, looking to keep their 7-game streak alive with that game starting at 3 p.m. All right, looking forward to that. Again, they should just name that award the Mia Borley Defensive Player of the Week award. Anyways, that's all the time we have for sports. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad?
Thank you so much. And our main weather today is brought to you by Thornton Brothers in Lincoln. They buy a new or used Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle from us today. You make the drive, we'll make the deal. Temperatures, though, I'll make a deal with that. Hopefully we have these warm temperatures sticking around every day. That's not going to be the case, but it was really pleasant outside today. 65 in Bangor, some upper 50s by the coast, but even up north, we had some 60s. So those short sleeve shirts, don't put them away just yet because we do have some warmer weather, not only in our state, but all over the United States. Look at all this warm weather, 70s, 80s, going all the way up north. Look at Minneapolis, close to 80 degrees. Yes, that is the temperatures that they have. So it is very warm all across the United States. That's not going to last long. It is fall, so we are on that up and down type of roller coaster of temperature trends. The next several days will be warm. Tomorrow, 65, 70 by Thursday. Look at that, close to 70 by Friday. Right in time for the weekend. Cooler temperatures, some low to mid 50s sticking around through the weekend and then into next week. Slightly warmer, still in those upper 50s, below average temperatures at that. So make sure those sweaters are dusted off because we'll need them over the weekend. Right now, not a lot to talk about with the winds. We do have a little bit of a breeze closer to Portland. Same thing by Rockland, coming in at an 8-mile-per-hour wind. But here in Bangor, 6 miles an hour. Same thing in Bar Harbor. So not a big issue for us. Most of that wind is offshore, so we are in the clear. But because it is a little bit breezy closer to Portland, there are some small craft advisories that are in effect. So if you are out and about in the waters, just take a little bit extra precautions, especially with those cooler waters. For us, though, not too much. Partly cloudy skies across the state. Couple of clouds, some thicker clouds are trying to roll in, especially by Portland. But most of this is staying down south. New York City, Connecticut, Jersey especially, they've been getting hit by this rain the last 3 days. They have even had some flooding even inland. So that rain is still associated with Ian, now well post-tropical. This is just a low-pressure system, but it is still sticking around. I know it's been like a week, but not affecting us. So we are in the clear. We'll see a couple of thicker clouds, some rain chances, mostly offshore. We might have a couple of sprinkles right by the coast, but in general, this will be very light, and it will just be some sprinkles at that. Tonight, though, temperatures a little bit warmer than what we had today morning. In those upper 30s, partly cloudy skies will be sticking around. And our extended forecast outlook does show warm temperatures Thursday and Friday. Then a cold front cools us down right in time for the weekend.
A lot of up and down going on there. 1 second he's saying, you know, keep your short sleeves handy for that 71-degree day. And then it's like, oh, but you'll need your sweaters too.
Yeah, definitely the season of layering right now.
The season of layering, indeed. All right, well, there is still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Janet Mills's education department was teaching kindergartners radical transgender policies. Now it's pushing a curriculum telling students they're racist if they use certain terms. All lives matter, mass incarceration, calling the police on black people, all racist. Janet Mills closed our schools and our kids fell behind. And now she's pushing her radical education agenda. No more politics in schools, no more Janet Mills. The top funder of the Maine Republican Party is the Republican Governors Association.
Do you need to replace your windows, but worry that your project will be hard to schedule and too expensive? Then call Renewal by Andersen, the custom replacement window division of Andersen. Our windows are made with an exclusive Fibrex material that's vastly superior to vinyl and backed by the nation's best warranty. Be sure to ask about our 1-year price lock guarantee to secure a price that's good for 1 full year. Call Renewal by Andersen for your free consultation and a money-saving offer. Installation is always included.
If you were hurt because of exposure to the toxic water at Camp Lejeune, Congress has made it possible for you to recover a settlement. Former Marine attorney James Beardsley wants to help you.
Call now to see if you qualify. Call 222-2222.
Hey, how are you? I got your order back this way. Doing? Come on in, sit down.
We're your neighbor, your friend, your banker. Skowhegan Savings.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
I've been lobster fishing for over 25 years. These out-of-state groups that are funding Jared Golden, they're hurting us here in Maine. And Jared Golden isn't doing anything to stop them. There's the Jared Golden you see on TV, and then there's the Jared Golden that votes in Congress. He's so focused on getting elected that he's lost touch with what matters here in Maine. And we need someone to fight for us. Unless he leaves his party, there's no way Jared Golden can do anything to help Maine. I don't think Jared Golden's a bad guy, but he isn't a good congressman.
Tonight, survivors pulled from the heart of the storm zone, the death toll rising, plus storm victims who claim they never received an evacuation notice. More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched program on all of television.
Welcome back. Searsport will celebrate fall this Friday and Saturday. The town has been holding its Fling into Fall event for more than 20 years now. Town manager James Gilway says it's important to give people something to do, and this event has something for everyone.
We'll have thousands of people here between the parades and the car shows and everything. It's really a great event, and we enjoy doing it.
Friday's events include a scarecrow decorating contest at the Penobscot Marine Museum from 2 to 6 p.m. In the evening will conclude with a bonfire and concert at the Public Safety Building. Activities on Saturday include the parade and car show, as well as bounce houses, lobster boat tours, a chili chowder cook-off, and a touch the truck event. There will also be fireworks at 6:30.
You had me at chili cook-off. All right, well, finally tonight, take a look at this beauty. This blue lobster was caught off Stonington over the weekend by Captain Tammy Hagerty and her sternman, Dustin Hutchinson. Tammy was hauling traps in the Shipyard Channel when she found this colorful creature. It is the first time she has seen a blue lobster with eggs. This little lady was legal size, but notched, and was returned to the water shortly after this picture was taken. Still, a haul like this makes for a pretty special day, and definitely a very cool story. Some very colorful pictures as well. They're so gorgeous.
Yeah.
The blue lobsters, when they get caught, they're just something to behold.
Right, and it's so blue, it's so vibrant.
Vibrant, yeah.
Really cool to see that.
Alrighty, folks, that's all for us. Good night.
Good night.